occupying 1/5 the size of the entire Metro Manila. It holds the biggest population. Ano kaya population ng Quezon City? Population namin ay 2.68 million. Konti lang, di ba? Manila, 1.7. Makati, 700,000. Kaya naman karami ang population dito. Kaya yung RHB dito na una yun. Una-una kasi may kami mag-planting eh. Iba yung planting namin dito, ang magawa ng baby. Yan. Kaya ngayon, una-una kami, sa lahat ng LGUs that has already implemented an ordinance on RHB. Wala pa ngayon sa Senado, meron na kami dito. Okay? Ang aming tax base is 440,000 real property owners and 65,000 businesses in the city. Yan aming tax base. Ito yung ating land use profile. So, lalo kayo, mga realtors, yan ang dapat pag-interesan ninyo. Gano'n ba karami yung mga commercial? So, ang commercial natin is 6.26%, 3.8% ang industrial, 7% ang institutional, residential is 27.23%, 1.46% ang open spaces, 0.38% ang recreational, 15.74 ang reservoir. Ito yung Lamesa Dam, dahil sa Quezon City Lamesa Dam. 11.49 ang mga vacant, and 14.40 roads and highways, and 0.89 ang waterways. So makikita ko natin dito, at the biggest dito ay yung residential area. Napakarami pa mo naming area na pwede ma-occupy. We have more than 16,000 hectares of land in the city. Okay? Next slide. So, itong comprehensive land use plan namin was enacted by the City Council on June 13, 2011 under Ordinance 2069. Yung 69 is my favorite number. So, under Sangguniang 2011, it was approved last year. It sets forth major policies on desired future and physical development of the city. Kasi pag wala yung land use plan, kanya-kanyang tayo eh. Una-una, lalong-lalo na yung mga developers, hirap na hirap kumuha ng special use permit. Diba? Yun yata nagiging main problem sa mga realtors and developers. They're really having a hard time to secure the special use permit. Ano ba yung special use permit? Let's say it's a residential area. Now, you would like to put up a condominium or a townhouse. You have to secure the city council's approval to have that property to be converted from a residential to commercial or to any other purpose that it is needed. Doon daw, medyo madugo daw yun. Bakit madugo? Kasi it is not under the power of the local chief executive, but that power belongs to the legislative power. So, doon ka makikipaglagi sa council, merong committee ron, o doon, nandun. Kaya lumabas yung issue ng Ted Pailon, na bakit sa Quezon City masyadong nadugo pagkuha ng special use permit. That's why we are enacting this ordinance para to set forth saan ba pwede. This early, para wala ng gulo-gulo. Kasi pag wala yan, una-una, kasi naman ng isang developer, I would like to put up a condominium. Saan ba ako pwede tayo? Meron ka na kagad ibibigay. Okay? Next. So, ito yung ating mga growth centers na yan ang dapat makita ninyo. Nasa pa yung mga growth centers natin. We have of course the CBD. Yan yung aming Central Business District, which is around 250 hectares of land. Napakalaki po niya. We have also the Cubao Growth Center. Ngayon yung Cubao Growth Center, katakot-takot na townhouse, condominium, ang tinatayo ron eh. Yung Mega World Property Shop, yung likod nun. Halos ilan na yung nagsusulputan yun. Parang ang dami. Yung parang at the back of the dome, napakarami mong tinatayong talagang development doon. Yung NGC, Batasan Growth Centers, the Lumaliches, Largo area, Balintawak, Muñoz area, these are the growth centers na kung sakaling gusto nyo mag-develop, yan ang pwede. Yung non-growth areas, siyempre yung mature stable residential areas, yung redevelopment areas, and the transitional areas. Yung special development areas, yung Payatas Special Development Area, the Banawi Special Development Area, and the Tomas Morato Development Area. By the way, yung Payatas Special Development Area, we plan to convert that into, kasi may plano kami, maybe hindi ko na sa inyo, the mayor has started me, I'm leaving on Monday to go to Japan to study the feasibility of putting up an incinerator plant for the city. Alam ko, marami mag-oppose dahil sasabihin mo, may lumalabas. Then under the Clean Air Act. But under the new technologies, wala na halos lumalabas sa air sa ibabaw. Bago pakawalan yan, filter na po yan. Ang allowable is usually 0.8 na carbon dioxide lalabas. Yung sa Japan technology, 0.008 ang lumalabas. Talagang zero na lang hindi na makakasira ng environment. Kasi under the Clean Air Act, bawal po yun. No? So, yan ang aming task. I'm going there on Monday, and then meron na rin ng PPNAS under the PPP plant program to put up the first incinerator plant in the city. Bakit po maganda yung incinerator? Ito. You know, our garbage here in the city is 1,200 tons per day, which, when converted from waste to energy, could produce 45 megawatt of electricity. Ang total consumption ng city, yung buong city na, lahat, is only 42 megawatt. Ibig sabihin, sobra-sobra pa. Ang basura namin. Sobra pa yung ipoproduce. So, hihingi ko naman yan sa Miraco o sa kung sino man ang proponent ng tatayo niyan, o sige, tayo ka dyan, tayo gumawa ng planta, pero i-request namin for residential areas, lalo na for Quezon City residents, commercial, industrial, lahat na, bigyan mo naman ng discount dahil amin yung basura. Because even though you have the incinerator, if there is no garbage to keep the incinerator, we have to close the incinerator. So, right now, the per kilowatt hour dito is around 11 pesos to 12 pesos per kilowatt hour. Pag ni-reduce natin ng 3 pesos, magiging 9 or 8 pesos na lang. Siguro magugustuhan ng mga resident ng Quezon City. Yung mga outside Quezon City, bahala na kayo sa buhay nyo doon. Dahil hindi naman sa inyong basura. Diba? So, ngayon, importante yung basura. Diba? Kaya sinasabi nila lagi, may pera sa basura. Yan, ha? Napakaganda po nitong technology nito at talagang pinapapastak sa akin ni Mayor para maging feasible. Kasi mga 2 years in the making. At problema nga, sabi nga sa amin, kasi yung ating sanitary landfill ho sa Payatas, ang binigay ng DNR is only up to 2013. After that, we have to close down ang sanitary landfill. Eh sabi ng Taipei, Sir, kung wala na may katapunan, pwede ba bilhin na ho namin yung basura ninyo? Diba? Kasi nga kulang sila sa basura eh. O yan. They have to close down 2 of their incinerator plants in Taipei because of lack of garbage. Dahil sila mismo halos tayo ng incinerator plant, every community, kanya-kanya tayo, naubusan na ng basura. Yan. Dito sa atin, sobra-sobra sa basura. Yan. Okay? Next slide. So, ito naman yung comprehensive land use, yung implementing tools. Of course, we have the regulatory measures, yung zoning ordinance, na talagang kailangan. Dalawa kasi importante dyan eh. The zoning ordinance at saka yung incentive plans para sa ating mga investors. No? To regulate the land use and development in consonance with the CLUP. Land taxes to influence the pattern and direction of developmental in accordance with the CLUP. Yung CLUP, Comprehensive Land Use Plan. Okay? So right now, the city is implementing, aside from the real property tax, we also implement the idle land tax. Ano ba yung idle land tax? When you are not using your land for commercial purpose or unproductive yan, you have to pay an additional tax. Kaya kailangan gamitin mo. Otherwise, yung iba kasi, yung land, prospective lang. Kaya mo yan muna dyan, lalapurin yan, mamahal din yan, di ba? So ito, para makikita kayo, gamitin yung mga property niyan, hindi idle, you have to use it for productive purposes. Usually, pag agricultural 1 hectare na ba? Pag residential, any size. Maski na 50 square meter na yan, hindi mo ginagamit sa mga subdivisions, merong add-on yan. It's 100% or 1% of the assessed value.